just as I believe it is a mistake not to make efforts to understand hybrid um, crisis. Um, I think it's also a mistake to believe that it doesn't predate the internet. The internet was just integrated. Recently, I've discussed the way that fourth dimensional theorists like Ouspensky were talking over with very sophisticated and powerful fellows like Prokofiev, Picasso, D.W. Griffith, their understanding and utility of the fourth dimension. 6 years before Einstein's special theory of relativity came out. I think it's a mistake to believe what Pete Gabriel has been doing with the internet simply emerged when he wrote me the quick one, Have Grown Web Feet. The rabbit's ideas for what he could get away with are no less unhealthy for having been accurate. And such accurate comes from a long time ago. They were already developing ideas like Carl, double agency. Now, I've talked a little bit about Balakian, who was in the Armenian sect, taught John Schulman, probably proselytized against me over Leslie Katz with Schulman. Maybe even got some hot books from Schulman. He was with Nava, as a pretty close Confederate. The girl who refused to testify that she was with me, that supposedly robbed the store with a gun, but the woman who was robbed admitted it wasn't me. It was all claptrap. Israeli coordinators doing guerrilla theater, they called it. They had guerrilla theater. Balakian was the sort of person who could have doubled in the relief of what they call the 480 character types. There's a book about it by Eugene Burdick, along with Mancine and Jeff Thompson. They were the grizzly macho type. Interesting. What gun? What gun? They say you robbed the store with a gun. Then that non-refrain comes up with weird King Crimson. Well, one of the guerrilla theater people was Dolly Myron, who, weirdly enough, said she wanted to get Mr. Top fired. He wanted me to drive a $50 old broken down Klan vehicle down to Louisiana. What was I needed more than going to pay me enough money to come back. Dolly Myron wrote me a blood red letter saying U.S. out of North America. She was the one who was hanging out with Sean Straub, the Green Party dude who had prior knowledge of AIDS, as Burston did. They say Russians don't have a word for fun. Her brother, David, he was commenting, what's fun anyway? What's fun anyway? And as for the brainstorm machine, it works like limelight. You get it, comes into your head the idea, fix you masturbate too much or something like that, and you have to address it. Paul McCartney's Wizards, Gutendorf got better. Gutendorf got better. It works like a limelight, and you have to answer them. It's an interrogation system. People say Hitler really died or horribly disturbed sickos because there's no way that this stuff doesn't indicate that he came around back in '63, which was the age FDR died. The traders are a little bit frustrated. They've stolen the letters from Marianne Steiner that showed how she seduced me, and have violated the memories of the people who were at Bard College who testified truthfully, I'm sure, that nothing went on between us that was untoward. Waspansky is more serious than the Maharishi. The Beatles tried to make it look like they weren't serious people, but they were very serious people. You know, the way that we were thoroughly betrayed is sad, but the way that the U.S. double deals and then says don't trust Russia is pretty eerie. Card eerie. You know, card to be pulled. But the trial's a little bit frustrating because how brazen my research shows Lenin to have been faking his own death. I think I saw the term prescriptive violence in Michael Burley. Not Burdick, not Burston, Burley. Lenin jumped the prescriptive norm that he himself set up to put into play, in the sense that academics can be a conversation with unfamiliar names. Um, can be even more serious when you realize how long ago they were operational. Like there was a restaurant called Bubbles in Sherman. Sherman, you know, Sherman, the General Sherman. Bubbles, like Watmaker's Frankenstein bat. So, you know, I don't mean to be a run at you, but the Beatles was like the beetle bug. And the love bug was 53, number 53, the love bug. You know, you should know that the 53 was the UHS channel from Pittsburgh, WPGH TV. And what they did was, you know, make it look all resolvable by banging on about it was all about me, John Lennon, you know, in the way that like you can't get anything about the Ottoman Empire except the Brides of Suleiman. And they got these poems like Bayuka Makoda, I think it goes, as they beheld the woman who betrayed them, they fell to lick her feet. Well, Two Virgins war game they came up with was all about Brian Eno's first season favoritism and Lennon's favorite dish. Um, King Crimson, he would talk about Rowan having a slight delay in the action. I got one of them to vibrate really massively. I tuned it so that it vibrated. He'd strum the guitar would just vibrate. It's a pretty well built instrument, but he said it had a delay. And that's like the cyber talking gig that they do where they double the letters and stuff. It's like Rob School. But, you know, Fox had an agent in my house with pilfering. That's probably what happened to MAS, Masada, Mask, or whatever MAS stands for. That's probably what happened to her letters. There were some things that one of the girls from the government school charmingly asked me whatever became of them. I never knew, you know, but we had crocodile fingers in the house. Lying in wait for George Romero's script with Trumpy